very much for coming. Your Excellency, the Governor of Yobe State, His Excellency Alhaji Mailama Bunu, thank you very much for coming. We appreciate all of you. Please put your hands together for all our dear governors that are here representing different states of the Federation to come and join our traditional rulers for this all-important meeting slated for Lagos, Nigeria. I also like to respectfully recognize the chairman of National Council of Traditional Rulers of Nigeria, His Eminence Alhaji Dr. Muhammad Saad Abubakar CFR MNI, the Sultan of Sokoto and chairman of NCTRN. Please, let's appreciate His Eminence. Thank you very much. We appreciate you, sir. We also have here, sitting beside the governor, His Imperial Majesty Alailua Oba Dr. Adeyeye Eniton Ogunwusi Ojaja II CFR, the Honorary of Ife and co-chairman NCTRN. Thank you very much. We appreciate you for coming. Thank you very much, sir. Okay. Your Excellency, Mr. Governor, and all their traditional rulers, also permit me to also recognize, also on the front table, there the representative of Obi of Onitsha, His Royal Majesty Igwe Nnaemeka Alfred Achebe CFR MNI, ably represented by His Royal Majesty Eze Dr. E.C. Okeke CFR, the Eze of Imo. Thank you very much for coming. We appreciate you, sir. We also have here on this table our Royal Majesty, the Ayangbure of Ikorodu, Alailua Oba Engineer Kabiru Adewale Shotobi Kabiyesi. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you, sir. And also we have the President General, Akwa Ibom State Supreme Council of Traditional Rulers, Dr. Inteyi Solomon Etuk, JP CFR. Thank you very much for coming. We appreciate you. And of course, the last seat here is meant for His Royal Highness Alhaji Dr. Yahya Abubakar CFR, the Esunupe, who is the Chairman Coordinating Committee for the Lagos National Executive Committee. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. His Excellencies, all our governors that are here, please permit me to use your name to recognize all our traditional rulers, a large number of them, His Eminences, His Imperial Majesties, His Royal Highnesses, from all the nooks and crannies of this great country of ours, Nigeria. I want to say welcome to all our traditional rulers. Welcome to Lagos. Please put your hands together for all our traditional rulers that are here for all this important meeting. I also have here the representative of the National Security Advisor to His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Idayat Hassan. Idayat Hassan is here representing the NSA, and we also have Abdulaziz, the NSA to President of Media, who is also here in that capacity. Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we don't want to waste much of our time. We would like to go straight by committing this gathering to the hand of the Almighty, as I invite the Emir of Adeja, Alhaji Adamu Abubakar Maje, to please step forward for the national prayer, to lead us for national prayer. Please, let's appreciate His Royal Majesty.
Sallu ala Nabi Rukaim. kare fatiha. Allah ya albarkaci wannan zama namu. Allah ya albarkaci wannan ƙasa ta Najeriya. Allah ka haɗa kan al'ummar. اللهم إنك عفو كريم تهب العفو فاعف عنا. اللهم إنك عفو كريم تهب العفو فاعف عنا. اللهم إنك عفو كريم تهب العفو فاعف عنا. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. سبحانك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Thank you very much, His Royal Highness Emir of Adeja Alhaji Adamu Abubakar Maji, CFR. Thank you very much, sir. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we will also take Christian prayer, and then this I will invite the Ore of Otu Ekiti, His Royal Majesty Oba Adekunle Adeagbo, for the Christian prayer. Let's appreciate our Royal Father, please.
Let's pray. We thank you, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, the Rose of Sharon, the Lily of the Valley, the bright morning star, the Rock of Ages, the Ancient of Days, the I am that I am, the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning and the end. Yet without beginning, yet without no end. Alewile shale shelewi, ogbagba tingbani, awima yeun, agbani lagbatan, alagbada ina, alawo tele orun gbongbo dile Jese. Father, you are the unquestionable God. We thank you, Father, because you are greater than the greatest. You are better than the best. You are richer than the richest. You are stronger than the strongest. You are older than the oldest. You are the Almighty God. Father God, we commit this program to you. We thank you, everlasting King of Kings. In Jesus' mighty name we pray.
Thank you very much, sir. Royal Majesty, for that Christian prayer. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, God is with our fathers here, and then for us to put it in proper perspective, I would like to invite the Chairman Coordinating Committee, National Council of Traditional Rulers of Nigeria, His Royal Majesty Alhaji Dr. Yahya Abubakar CFR, the Esunupe, for a brief welcome remark.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. Our distinguished special guest of this occasion, His Excellency Senator Hope Uzo Dima. Welcome, sir. Our host, Governor, the Executive Governor of Lagos State, Alhaji Babatunde Olushola Sanwo-Olu, Excellency, this one, I think I must say it, one of these gatherings we're not seen, the council have not seen it for many years, where we have governors up to 10 coming to attend this our council meeting. Excellency, thank you for this coordinated invitation. We appreciate your Excellency. Other governors here present, especially Excellency the Governor of Sokoto State, Alhaji Nasur Idris, Your Excellency, you are most welcome. Governor of Kebbi State, Alhaji Nasur Idris, you are most welcome, sir. Governor of Kogi State, Alhaji Ahmad Usman Ododo, you are most welcome, sir. Governor of Edo State, His Excellency Mr. Monday Okpehono, you are most welcome. Governor of Cross River State, Governor Mbasi Otu, you're most welcome, sir. Ekiti State, His Excellency Governor Biodu Oyebanji, you're most welcome. And Governor of Kauye State, Katsina State, is there around here? This is a village man from Katsina, from a village. His Excellency Alhaji Tiko Umar Raja, Your Excellency, you're most welcome, sir. And our Governor of Yobe State, His Excellency Alhaji Memala Boni, you are most welcome. Thank you, sir. Other government officials, principal staff officers, the government office, Your Eminence, the Sultan of Sokoto, and Chairman, National Council of Professional Rulers of Nigeria, Your Imperial Majesty, Oni of Ife, Oba Ade Omuisi Ojaja II, you're welcome, sir. His Royalness Alhaji Abubakar Umar Ibn Garbe El Kalani, Kanani, Sefar, Bishop of Borno, Ranka Dedi, Barka da Zuwa. His Royalness and all the Royal Majesties and Royalnesses here present, especially the Chairman of the National Council of 36 states, plus Abuja, making 37. You are welcome, and other members of this council. We welcome. Invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. We are here this afternoon, or this morning, to actually attend another very, very important meeting of the council. It was designed for the National Executive Council of this our council, that is National Transitional Council of Nigeria, and we also have special invitations to other prominent royal fathers and majesties all over the country. So we are gathered here from all corners of this country, north, south, east, and west, to attend the meeting. So on behalf of the co-chair, His Eminence, the Sultan of Sokoto, and Oni, His Imperial Majesty, Oni of Ife, members of DOT of this council, and all the distinguished members of this council, I want to say welcome to all of us. We thank you, especially the host governor of Lagos State, who actually, he didn't hesitate the time we approached him that we want to hold our next meeting in Lagos State. Wholeheartedly, he welcomed our request. Your Excellency, we have nothing to pay you back, but to pray Almighty Allah to guide you. Thank you very much, and give you peace and stability in Lagos. Distinguished invited guests, brief introduction that the National Council of Traditional Rulers of Nigeria is the umbrella body of all Nigerian traditional rulers with the aim of ensuring the unity and well-being of the country. By their revered positions as natural rulers of the different peoples that make up this country, traditional rulers are the bedrock for the success of any government. This is because the traditional institution is an enduring cultural heritage of the people and a system through which they organize and govern themselves. The very structure of our nationhood and government is founded on the traditional institutions and tools, which are the primordial symbols of authority and leadership at the people actually identified with. So you are most welcome, and we hope to have a very, very fruitful deliberation during our meeting. We thank all for coming here. Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Royal Highness, the coordinating chairman, for the National Council of Traditional Rulers of Nigeria, Your Excellencies, Your Royal Highnesses, it is time to invite the Chairman of NCTRN, His Eminence, Alhaji Dr. Muhammad Sahar Abubakar, CFR MNI, the Sultan of Sokoto, for his opening remarks. Please join us for that.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على النبي الكريم. Your Excellency, the Governor of Imo State, Chairman of Progressive Governors Forum, and sitting in for Mr. President, so you are wearing 3 caps. And you know what I mean by 3 caps. Your Excellency, the host governor, the indefatigable governor of the new Lagos, that we are so proud of to see the development so far. My brother, my colleague, my strong partner, the Oni of Ife, the co-chairman of this council. I recognize all of you in this hall, especially my brothers, traditional leaders here from the 36 states and FCT. And I greet you in the best form of greeting. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This really is the center of excellence, that is Lagos. Because for the first time ever, since we've started meeting, in my 19 years, we never had a very strong presence of our political leaders with us. And I think it's due to the charisma and the push of the governor of Lagos State. And I believe we should all look across the hall to see the 36 states and FCT represented here with at least 10 or 11 governors from various geopolitical zones. So this is Nigeria. Anybody thinking or hoping or wishing Nigeria to go to the dustbin is just daydreaming. We are working stronger and stronger as a united family, and nothing will break us, nothing will separate us, despite any cries, false cries, outside the country and even within the country. Your Excellency, we thank you for hosting us, and I believe you have every reason to be grateful to God for bringing this day to us, for giving us this day as we all come together to discuss on issues affecting our great country. We have seen Lagos in the last 6 years, there have been tremendous changes. We want to commend you and ask you to, at this last lap, to do much more so that people could breathe stronger and better. We welcome all of you, welcome our governors whom we have been working with and whom we know they mean well for our people at various state levels. They try to do their best, to the best of their ability, despite the challenges that we face in our country. And I also said, Nigeria is not an exception. Whatever is happening across the world is happening in Nigeria. What we need to do is to come together and see how we can help one another so that this country will be the better for it. There's no need for crying foul. There's no need for making a lot of noise about certain things that you know are not true. Things that will try to bring in acrimony or bring in noise from across the divide of this great country. We believe in this country, we believe in Nigeria, and I believe all of us here are here for one important reason: for a greater and more united Nigeria. And we cannot do so unless we honestly, and I mean honestly, love one another, support one another, and try to do the best we can as we try to offload the heavy load the Almighty placed on our shoulders as our leaders, as leaders of our people. To the governors, don't lose hope, because the slogan for this government is renewed hope. Let's keep on renewing our hopes every day, because every day you wake up, you will thank Almighty for giving you another day to live. It's a privilege the Almighty gave you. It's not a right. So I think we have to thank Almighty every morning that we wake up and try to do the best we can, try to help one another across this great country, Nigeria. National problems are problems that we face. And unless we come together and strengthen our moral behaviors and believe in Almighty God, Almighty Allah, you cannot do anything. But looking at what position you have, knowing that Almighty Allah will ask you for that leadership He gave you while here on earth. So whatever you can do is here, you will do it, not after you are gone, but there will not be an opportunity for you. To our governors, we thank you and urge you to be the best you can be. Do whatever you think is right to help our various communities across this country. There are a lot of negative names given to administration all over the place. They say T-Pen, T whatever, you give all sorts of names to the administration. But we all know after T-Pen comes T-Ease. Because after any problem, after any painful thing, there will come a peace that we all love, the ease that we all enjoy. But definitely, the most difficult thing about change is change itself. We are seeing changes, they are hard, they are not avoidable. You cannot avoid changes, you cannot make them the way you think they should be, but confront them frontally. Because when you know you have a challenge and you confront the challenge, you overcome the challenge, it's no longer a challenge. You have put the challenge behind you. That's what we urge all Nigerians to rise up to confront this challenge so that Nigeria will be a much better place. So we must never lose hope, and we will not lose hope. This council will continue to work to the best of its ability across the globe, across the country, and we expect our governors to always listen to us as they do. We'll continue to be the best we can be. And finally, as I've always said this, at any forum, my final remarks is for all of us to love this country, because we have no other country but this country. And we must live here and celebrate it together. And we must pray for our leaders. Pray for our leaders, from the president to the governors to every other person that is in office, in an authority, because our prayers will go a long way in helping those leaders to achieve the best for our country. Stop castigating our country. Nigeria is a very beautiful country, no doubt about it. So many other countries might be wishing they could be in the position of Nigeria, but we know what the enemies of Nigeria are aiming at, trying to separate us, trying to balkanize our country, trying to take all our resources, because that's all they care for. They don't care for us. They do not care for us. They don't love us. We must love ourselves. If you love yourself, whoever doesn't love you, this is his own problem. So in closed session, we're going to have these discussions, and we'll come up with a paper we'll send to our governors. So once more, I want to welcome all of you, especially our governors who have come from across this great country. If you check your paper, the program, you will see the hopes, the duties, and the vision of this Treasury Rulers Council. And you will understand how we came together voluntarily. We are not a government organ. We came on our own to see how we can help the political leaders lead in the best way with the fear of Almighty God with the love of one another, love of this country. So once more, Governor of Lagos, we thank you for hosting us, even though you have no choice, because Lagos is my home. I'm a Lagosian. I'm always happy to come back here. We thank you most sincerely, wish you all the very best. And governors, we thank you for coming, wish you all the very best. May Almighty Allah bless our great country and bring peace, stability, development to all of us, wherever we are. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much. We appreciate His Eminence, Alhaji Dr. Muhammad Sahar Abubakar, CFR MNI, the Sultan of Sokoto, and a proud son of Lagos. Please put your hands together for His Eminence, please. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. His Excellencies, Your Royal Majesties, we also have joining us His Excellency, the Governor of Kwara State, Governor Abdurrahman Abdurazak, the Chairman of the Governors Forum. Thank you very much for coming, Excellency. Thank you very much. And now, we would like to take the representative of the National Security Advisor, Malam Ribadu, CON, will be represented by Mrs. Idayat Hassan, the Chief of Staff to the NSA. Okay, I've been asked to move forward from that. Now we'll take our dear Governor of Imo State, His Excellency Senator. Okay. I'd like to invite the chief host, the man that runs the state called the Center of Excellence, the man that takes the biggest of the biggest visitors every day, every week, every month. About a week ago, we had the first water race competition in Lagos. People from all over the world were here to celebrate the excellence of Lagos, especially explore the most important part of Lagos, which is its waterways. And today is taking traditional rulers across Nigeria, serving as the chief host of this very, very important meeting. Please join me as I invite our dear Governor, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, the Governor of Lagos State, for his opening remark.
Thank you very much. That's all right. My dear brother governors here present, especially our two leaders, the Governor of Kwara State, who is the Chairman of the Governors Forum, Governor Abdurrahman Abdurazak, and of course, the Governor of Imo State, who is the Chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, Governor Hope Uzodinma. With the two of you, let me use it as a point of contact to acknowledge my brother governors from Yobe, from Katsina, from Kebbi, from Kogi, from Ekiti, from Sokoto, from Edo, from Cross River. Thank you all very much for coming to the Center of Excellence. I think they deserve another round of applause. It's Monday morning, and they've decided to come and honor all of your traditional institutions, here in Lagos, and to further cement their relationship using this forum as a good contact. To the members of Board of Trustees of the National Council of Traditional Rulers of Nigeria, especially the Chairman and Co-Chair, His Eminence Alhaji Muhammad Sah Abubakar, CFR, the Sultan of Sokoto, and His Imperial Majesty Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi Ojaja II, CFR, the Oni of Ife. I want to thank God for both of you, for the unity, for the peace, for the comrade and the brothership that are in between the two of you. Thank you. We can see your leadership also being put forward. This has been your own beacon, and we're happy with what we're seeing. But of course, to use the chairman of the National Coordinating Committee, Alhaji Dr. Yahya Abubakar, CFR, the Etsunupe, and other members of the committee, to also thank all of our traditional rulers. Please, I want to thank all of you that have come here. I do not want to imagine and break protocols. I want to thank all of you that have come from far, from wide, and I give you all a big Lagos greetings, especially all my ones from Lagos. You won't be upset that, I count them, from Yongburi to my Lara, to my Legushi, to Nisabe, to, I'm trying to look for them, Oniru, and all of you. You know, all the cabs look the same, so I'm trying to figure it out. Thank you all very much. Thank you all very, very much for coming. To all of our other invitees, captains of industry and other government support people, thank you very much. Gentlemen of the press, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is truly a pleasure and an honor for me to welcome all of you to Lagos. As we usually say, Lagos is not just a vibrant city, it's a center of excellence, the heartbeat of our economy and a melting point of culture, tradition, and dreams. And so when we say, welcome to Lagos, we usually refrain from it. We say, this is Lagos. We're grateful that Lagos has been selected to host this significant National Executive Committee meeting of our traditional rulers. Did seek to unite the guardians of our culture and the conscience. You are all remarkable men and women whose wisdom, bravery, and dedication we believe continue to weave the fabric of our national unity. And I can see from the themes of your conversation today and tomorrow thereafter, the imperative of inclusion in an effective and efficient manner. Governance in Nigeria is very timely. Throughout our nation's history, traditional rulers have served as the vital links between the government and the people. You are a trusted bridge that connects the state institutions with community realities. You translate policies into relatable items. You resolve disputes before they even escalate, and you embody the moral authority that forces peace and harmony in our various communities. Long before modern governance took shape, our traditional institutions wave the bedrock of stability. You foster justice, social inclusion. Even as governance structure evolve over time, the essence that you play continues to remain a critical role. And so here in Lagos, we have long understood that no government can thrive without the support of its traditional institutions, without its collaboration. Our administration is committed to working hand in hand with the Lagos State Council of Obas and Chiefs to enhance collaboration, to improve communication, and to align in bringing peace, security, and development to our communities. And I dare say with all sense of humility that this, your government, has installed more traditional rulers, more traditional institutions in the history of Lagos than we've ever had, even before the colonial era. And I think we deserve a small round of applause. With all sense of humility, these are some of the commitments that we have put forward as a government. And so we firmly believe that for governance to be truly effective, it must be inclusive, which means acknowledging the advisory, moral, and the social values of the traditional institution. It means giving voice to those who represent the conscience of its people. We also need to address the challenges that traditional institutions often find themselves in a bit of gray areas. Respected but not officially empowered. The whole influence, yet lack clarity, defined roles in our constitution. We know because Governor Hope and I had also sat in some of your committees, and we know how important this conversation is. And so dating back to pre-colonial era, our traditional rulers have always played prominent roles in the affairs of the nation. They are involved in lawmaking, enforcement, meaning that they perform both legislative and executive duties combined together. During the colonial era, some of them were in the forefront of the battle to end colonialism as they forced the colonial rulers to a standstill. Those monarchs, they defied British imperialism through diplomacy, warfare, and civil resistance. I speak of, among others, the very brave Onwarawan of Benin, who rejected British trade terms, the Jaja of Popobo, who defied British trade to control its people, the Nana Olomo of Ishekiri, who fought the British over trade monopoly, Chief Ogedegbe of Ilesha, who led resistance against British forces, Emir Muhammad Atairu Sokoto fought British forces. In fact, they died in the Battle of 1903. These are just some, which also include our own Oba Olusi of Lagos, who rejected colonial interference in the Lagos Royal Succession. The Oba Kenzo of Benin, who pushed cultural preservation and resisted indirect rule. We can go on and on and on. We're indeed appreciative of all of the roles and all of the things that you have done that has birthed the Nigeria that we all deserve and we're seeing today. You truly, really deserves your big round of applause. And today we say you should also take your flowers for your contribution. And so the relevance of our referred traditional institutions in national scheme of things continue in the immediate past, post-independence, with the likes of Obade Soji Aderomi being involved in political governance. It also, however, sad to know that over the years, the military dealt a fatal blow to our national traditional institution. The military rule significantly eroded the laudable roles our traditional plays in our national line. It is thus not surprising that when patriots and democratic activities like our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, and many others like himself, rose to end the tyranny of military rule, some of our other traditional rulers, including our late Awujale, who rose to the occasion, they all stood firm at various terms. With the restoration of democracy since 1999, we believe that our traditional rulers are gradually and very modernly asserting themselves back into national consciousness. But we are not yet there. I advise that our traditional rulers continue to push for more constitutionally backed relevance. This is an enlightened thing to do. We believe it's also proper. And we promise to support and push because we believe we need to tap from your experience and the wisdom of the traditional institutions. And we're beginning to see the progresses even in a lot of our domains. And so we believe that this, thank you, we believe that this meeting presents a unique chance to push clarity, not for the sake of prestige alone, but for practical reasons. That's why I want to thank all my brother governors who have left all the very important things they're doing to come and join you as a validation of their support, as a confirmation of their appreciation, as a testimony of their commitment to the institutions that you all hold very dearly. When traditional rulers, leaders are clearly woven into governance framework, their authority can become a valuable asset for fostering peace, restoring conflicts, and driving community engagement. As our nation grapples with complex social, economic realities, security issues, it is critical that we tap into the wisdom and the influence of our traditional fathers in a coordinated and structured manner. I therefore want to encourage our esteemed monarchs to remain steadfast. You are pillars of integrity. You are the beacon of fairness. And you are the centerpiece of unity. Our communities look to you, not just as cultural symbols, but as moral guides. Your voices hold significant power. When you speak out for peace, equality, and progress, you have the ability to touch hearts, to shape the future, to let us collaborate to ensure that our traditional institutions stay impartial, you remain inclusive, and you sync with the broader vision of a just and a thriving nation. I want to also thank you for the support you continue to give, Mr. President, in driving the renewed agenda of this administration. We see it, we feel it, we know that you are in tandem with him. We are fully dedicated to the welfare and dignity of our traditional rulers. We will keep providing the support, the ambience, the infrastructure, the institutional framework that will ensure that you can carry out your responsibility with honor and effectiveness. Our administration will continue to support the advocacy both at national and at subnational level for a clearly defined, constitutionally recognized role for traditional institutions. We believe in line with the changing landscape of governance and nation building. As you gather here, therefore, in the center of excellence, in the state of aquatic splendor, in the commercial economic nerve center of our country, and by no means also the political nerve center, given the fact that Mr. President, is also a son, board, bread, cheese, anchored here in Lagos. He's also the political nerve center. We want to say to you that the hospitality of Lagos is still very much around. All of my traditional institutions have been very well, informed to take you around. There are several historic sites that we have in Lagos. At the very first, from my J.K. Randus to other institutional places of interest that we have, from our Brazilian quarters to all of the noble things that we've done in Lagos. Lagos continue to hold that centerpiece of a place that melts all Nigerians. I'm sure all of you have your king men somewhere in Lagos, all tucked in somewhere. And so it's a time for you also to knock and to ask them how well is Lagos treating them. I'm sure you have good stories of how Lagos continue to make a small Nigeria a centerpiece for all of us. Please enjoy the hospitality of Lagos. Enjoy whatever Lagos brings to you, including our little traffic, which you all can take back when you're going home. We want to thank you all very much. I want to wish you a wonderful collaboration and deliberation and discussion in Lagos. And like we keep saying, Ibega Ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, Àjùmọ̀ṣe gbogbo wa ni. Thank you very much for listening, and it's an honor to be with you here today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's our dear Governor of Lagos State, the Governor of the 5th largest economy in Africa, the Governor of the only state where you find everyone from every village in Nigeria. Please, let's put it together for our dear Governor again, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu. Thank you very much. We also welcome the Imperial Majesty Oba Abimbola Akeem Owode, the Aláàfin of Ọ̀yọ́, Kábíyèsí. Thank you very much for coming, sir. This program is on live broadcast on LTV, TVC, and Arise, and is also live streamed on all Lagos State government social media handles. Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please permit me as I invite a hope all the way from Imo State, His Excellency Senator Hope Odidika Uzodinma, the Governor of Imo State, for special remarks and also to declare the program open.
Your Excellency, the Chairman of Nigerian Governors Forum and Governor of Kwara State, Alhaji Abdulrazak Abdurrahman, our host Governor, His Excellency Babajide Sanwo-Olu, CON, Governor of Lagos, and our chief host for today's occasion, who only this afternoon made Lagos the center and capital of everything, leaving none for Imo State. Your Excellency, the Governor of Ekiti State, His Excellency Abiodun Oyebanji, the Governor of Kogi State, His Excellency Ahmed Usman Ododo, the Governor of Sokoto State, His Excellency Ahmad Alius, the Governor of Kebbi State, His Excellency Nasir Idris, Governor of Edo State, His Excellency Senator Mondo Bebolo, the Governor of Yobe State, His Excellency Memalabu CON, the Governor of Katsina State, His Excellency Diko Omarada, the Governor of Cross River State, His Excellency the Governor of Kogi State, His Excellency Ahmed Usman Ododo, the Governor of Sokoto State, His Excellency Ahmad Alius, the Governor of Kebbi State, His Excellency Nasir Idris, Governor of Edo State, His Excellency Senator Mondo Bebolo, the Governor of Yobe State, His Excellency Memalabu CON, the Governor of Katsina State, His Excellency Diko Omarada, the Governor of Cross River State, His Excellency Distinguished Senator Basi Otu, the Chairman of National Council of Traditional Rulers of Nigeria, His Eminence Alhaji Muhammad Saad Abubakar, CFR, MNI, and the Sultan of Sokoto, Co-Chairman of the National Council of Traditional Rulers, His Imperial Majesty Oba Dr. Adeye Enitan Ogunwusi Ojaja II, CFR, the Ooni of Ife, the National Coordinator of the Council and the Organizing Committee, His Royal Majesty Esunupe Alhaji Yahaya Abubakar, CFR, the representative of the Obi of Onitsha, His Royal Majesty Dr. Eze Isi Okeke, CFR, all other traditional rulers, and His Royal Majesty in our midst from the 36 states of Nigeria and FCT, the representatives of the National Security Advisor, other prominent leaders in our midst from all parts of the country, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by first congratulating the National Council of Traditional Rulers for living up to their destiny and for believing in themselves and for continuing to play the role they have been playing historically and traditionally to keep Nigeria united and our political environment stable. Your Royal Majesties, I want to thank you for the honor to address this gathering this afternoon, to be invited to speak to you, and also as a guest of honor. I'm here as a governor and also as someone granted in traditional institutions by heritage. I was born in it. I was raised within its order. So I speak today with the insight of one who knows his place, his power, and his relevance in our national life. This gathering offers the chance to speak clearly and directly about a subject that has occupied our national discourse for far too long, sometimes deferred, often debated, but never quite resolved. The theme before us today, traditional institution, the imperative of its inclusion in effective and efficient governance in Nigeria, is not just appropriate, it is necessary, and it is also timely. We are not here to ask for privilege. We are here to reflect on a reality that across the country, traditional rulers continue to carry out responsibilities that are essential to their stability, cohesion, and governance of our communities. However, these responsibilities remain informal, acknowledged in principle, but not secured by law. The point is that our traditional rulers have continued to play their roles even without legal backing. And sadly, without being sufficiently appreciated. The history and the gap. Our history tells us that traditional rulers once held a defined place in Nigeria, in the constitutional order of our country. Their role was not just symbolic, it was recognized by law. Under the 1963 Republican Constitution, the Oba of Lagos was listed as an ex-officio member of the Senate, alongside other chiefs selected to represent the Lagos territory. This provision, set out in Section 34, subsection 2, line 2 of the then Constitution, gave traditional rulers direct legislative presence at the federal level. Across the regions, the structure was even more entrenched. In the Northern region, the Northern Region Constitution established a House of Chiefs as one part of the legislative arm of the government. The Northern Regional Government was modeled after the Westminster Government of Britain. So the House of Chiefs was the equivalent of the House of Lords in London. Section 5 of the Northern Region Constitution confirmed that all first-class chiefs were automatic members of the House of Chiefs, with additional chiefs appointed by the native authorities. If we come to the West, the Western and Midwestern region, the Western region and the newly created Midwestern region followed the same model. Their legislatures also included houses of chiefs, composed of recognized traditional rulers. These chiefs deliberated on regional matters, including issues relating to customs, issues of land, and succession. In the Eastern region where I come from, the Eastern region provided even a broader constitutional recognition. Section 4 of its 1963 Constitution created a legislature composed of the governor, the House of Assembly, and the House of Chiefs. Section 5, subsection 1A, declared that all traditional rulers in the region were ex-officio members of the House of Chiefs, not just first class or selected chiefs, but the full traditional leadership structure. Additional members were appointed to represent provinces and districts, and the House of Chiefs operated as a full legislative chamber. So across the country, be it in the North, in the West, and in the Midwest, traditional rulers were not mere custodians of culture. They were constitutional actors assigned formal duties within the architecture of regional governance. That was the order of the First Republic, as recognized by law. It now changed with the 1979 Constitution, which removed the roles of the traditional rulers. And unfortunately, the 1999 Constitution did not restore them. And so began the drift into the informality where traditional rulers were left with only advisory positions defined not even by law, but by the discretion of government. This is not a question of nostalgia. It is a question of institutional memory, of legal continuity, and of acknowledging a role that is still being performed by every single day in every part of this country. Traditional rulers are playing their roles. So when we argue that because the First Republic was based on the parliamentary system of government, it was easy then to accommodate in the traditional ruler's role in the legislative arm, this could posit that a more Republican presidential system of government has no room for the traditional institution. But I can assure you that this is debatable. What the traditional rulers are already doing, which is known to everybody in the country, Across communities, traditional rulers perform multiple roles. Many of them are parallel to those in the executive arm of government, the legislative arm, and even the judiciary branches. The traditional rulers are settling land disputes every day, family disputes every day, especially in areas where court has not even been able to settle matters. Some of these matters, traditional in nature, has been able to be successfully settled by traditional rulers. So when they are supervising chieftaincy matters, succession plans with cultural precision, conferring titles that preserve our heritage and encourage service, what other role do you think you want them to play? Traditional rulers are mediating every day between the government and the people in matters of policy and development, leading civic campaigns on peace, public health, elections, and security. None will be very successful if traditional rulers are not deliberately and genuinely involved. When we see traditional rulers mobilizing their communities to support projects that government alone cannot execute, they are serving as custodians of culture and traditions. These are the everyday work of governance carried out by men who draw their authority from history. Your authority came from history. And any country without a history is not a country. You are not appointed. You come from community trust. You have no political tenure. You don't have 4 years or 4 years is over. There is no retirement age. Once you're a king, you are a king. But let us look at how other African countries handled this matter after independence. As I mentioned earlier, some argue that Nigeria, being a republic, should not constitutionally recognize traditional rulers. They point to countries like France or the United States of America, where no such rules exist. But those systems did not emerge from our own realities. They were not built around our histories, and they cannot answer the questions of our society when confronted. To understand what is possible, we must look to countries that, like us, have had to reconcile modern governance with deep-rooted traditions. Countries that did not discard their heritage to build their democracies. Now let us look at 3. Ghana. Ghana's 1992 constitution offers a clear model under chapter 22 of that constitution, article 270 to 277. The chieftaincy institution is explicitly guaranteed by the Constitution of Ghana. Article 270 declares that the institution of chieftaincy, together with its traditional councils, as established by customary law and usage, is hereby guaranteed. Article 271 establishes that the National House of Chiefs must be created, while Article 272 empowers it to advise the government on matters of chieftaincy and customs. The regional houses of chiefs are also provided in the Constitution of Ghana because Article 276 expressly bars those chiefs from active party politics. Ghana has not erased its traditional leadership. Instead, it has secured it by law as a stable, apolitical partner in national cohesion. If you go to South Africa, South Africa's Constitution of 1996 dedicates Chapter 12 to the role of traditional leadership. Article 211, subsection 1, states that the institution, the status and role of traditional leadership, according to customary law, are recognized by this Constitution. Article 212, subsection 1, provides for national legislation to define the role of traditional leadership in local governance. The whole idea is that you cannot go into local administration without the historical, cultural, and traditional architecture of such communities. And who are the custodians? The traditional rulers. These provisions are supported by Traditional Leadership and Governance Framework Act, which regulates the functions of traditional rulers in South Africa. And it also established the National House of Traditional Rulers. South Africa has constitutionalized what we in Nigeria have informalized. Yet, like Nigeria, South Africa is a diverse country grappling with history, identity, and modernity, and it chose recognition, not silence. So our system should not be silent on the need for our Constitution to recognize the active participation, historical value of our traditional institutions. The other country, which is Namibia, Namibia provides a strong statutory and constitutional precedent. Article 102, subsection 5 of the Namibian Constitution establishes a council of traditional leaders to advise the president, particularly on issues concerning communal land. The Council of Traditional Leaders Act 1997 of Namibia and the Traditional Authorities Act of 2000 further defined the composition, powers, functions of traditional rulers. They are empowered to advise on cultural affairs, local governance, and customary law. In Namibia, traditional authority is not ceremonial. It is embedded in national law as a voice of the president. Peace, public health, elections, and security. None will be very successful if traditional rulers are not deliberately and genuinely involved. When we see traditional rulers mobilizing their communities to support projects that government alone cannot execute, they are serving as custodians of culture and traditions. These are the everyday work of governance carried out by men who draw their authority from history. Your authority came from history. And any country without a history is not a country. You are not appointed. You come from community trust. You have no political tenure. You don't have 4 years or 4 years is over. There is no retirement age. Once you're a king, you are a king. But let us look at how other African countries handled this matter after independence. As I mentioned earlier, some argue that Nigeria, being a republic, should not constitutionally recognize traditional rulers. They point to countries like France or the United States of America, where no such rules exist. But those systems did not emerge from our own realities. They were not built around our histories, and they cannot answer the questions of our society when confronted. To understand what is possible, we must look to countries that, like us, have had to reconcile modern governance with deep-rooted traditions. Countries that did not discard their heritage to build their democracies. Now let us look at 3. Ghana. Ghana's 1992 Constitution offers a clear model under Chapter 22 of that Constitution, Article 270 to 277. the chieftaincy institution is explicitly guaranteed by the Constitution of Ghana. Article 270 declares that the institution of chieftaincy, together with its traditional councils, as established by customary law and usage, is hereby guaranteed. Article 271 establishes that the National House of Chiefs must be created, while Article 272 empowers it to advise the government on matters of chieftaincy and customs. The regional houses of chiefs are also provided in the Constitution of Ghana because Article 276 expressly bars those chiefs from active party politics. Ghana has not erased its traditional leadership. Instead, it has secured it by law as a stable, apolitical partner in national cohesion. If you go to South Africa, South Africa's Constitution of 1996 dedicates Chapter 12 to the role of traditional leadership. Article 211, subsection 1, states that the institution, the status and role of traditional leadership, according to customary law, are recognized by this Constitution. Article 212, subsection 1, provides for national legislation to define the role of traditional leadership in local governance. The whole idea is that you cannot go into local administration without the historical, cultural, and traditional architecture of such communities. And who are the custodians? The traditional rulers. These provisions are supported by Traditional Leadership and Governance Framework Act, which regulates the functions of traditional rulers in South Africa. And it also established the National House of Traditional Rulers. South Africa has constitutionalized what we in Nigeria have informalized. Yet, like Nigeria, South Africa is a diverse country grappling with history, identity, and modernity, and it chose recognition, not silence. So our system should not be silent on the need for our Constitution to recognize the active participation, historical value of our traditional institutions. The other country, which is Namibia. Namibia provides a strong statutory and constitutional precedent. Article 102, subsection 5 of the Namibian Constitution establishes a council of traditional leaders to advise the president, particularly on issues concerning communal land. The Council of Traditional Leaders Act 1997 of Namibia and the Traditional Authorities Act of 2000 further defined the composition, powers, functions of traditional rulers. They are empowered to advise on cultural affairs, local governance, and customary law. In Namibia, traditional authority is not ceremonial. It is embedded in national law as a voice of the president, and a voice president must listen to, and the law protects it. You would therefore agree with me that these are not just fringe systems. Clearly, these are constitutional democracies that have found room for their traditional institutions without compromising the integrity of their republics. The traditional ruler in these countries is not gazed at. He is recognized. His role is not assumed. His role is defined. His influence is not debated. His influence is secured. So if Ghana, South Africa, and Namibia, all with multi-ethnic, post-colonial histories, can give constitutional expression, why not Nigeria with similar history and diversity? So the relevant question, the continued influence of traditional rulers in Nigeria, is not a courtesy extended by the state. It is a consequence of lived reality. Across towns and villages, traditional leaders remain the first point of contact in moment of crisis. And they are also the first to be consulted when tempers rise, and the last to retreat when disorder threatens stability. It is not by chance that community-level peacekeeping, dispute resolution, moral guidance, cultural preservation still fall to the palace. It is in the palace that things like this are resolved at the community level. The law may be silent on this, but the people are not. Because whether you recognize these palaces or not, the people believe in the palace. So we must stop pretending that the absence of a constitutional rule means an absence of function. I can tell you today without fear of equivocation that your relevance is not in question, was never in doubt, and will never be in doubt. What is rather questionable is the failure of the system to give legal backing to a role it already depends on. Truth is, traditional rulers represent the cultural and customary identity of the people. They serve as the unifying forces that bind our people together. The evidence of our history shows that our royal fathers have continued to play these roles with or without constitutional protection. Now, on neutrality and moral authority, this brings me to a related but important point, a point that must be addressed with honesty. Your Royal Majesties, your continued relevance also rests on public trust, and that trust must be protected. As royal fathers, your voice carries a weight that political office may not even replicate. You do not serve a party. You are not members of any political party. You serve the people. For that reason, the nation expects, and rightly so, that you will rise and remain above the noise of partisan politics. The neutrality is not a weakness. It is a strength. It gives credibility to your council and dignity to your institution. So to maintain that trust, the line must be made clear. You must speak when necessary, guide when needed, and send a warning when danger is imminent. This must always be done. You do them as statesmen, not as political actors. Your institution is unique in the architecture of power. It has no tenure. It has no retirement age. It has no term limits. It attracts those who have served the nation. In the military, we have senior military officers as traditional rulers. In law, we have senior lawyers, legal minds as traditional rulers. In politics, in academia, because it is a seat of enduring honor, that honor must not be diluted. Don't let anyone drag your stool into the arena, and let no one mistake your dignified silence for irrelevance. A word from the palace, spoken in truth and without bias, and at the right time, can shape the direction of this country. That is your strength. Please endeavor to protect and preserve it. Moving forward, my position on this matter is straightforward. The traditional institution remains one of Nigeria's most enduring systems. Its custodianship of culture, its ability to mediate disputes, and its place in the lives of the people all make it indispensable to our national stability. The absence of a constitutional rule is a gap that ought to be filled. It is a failure on our part that we have not updated our laws in line with our realities. That is why I believe the time has come to make this right. Not necessarily by creating a new rule, but even by giving legal status to what already exists, to what you are already doing. If only that can be done, history will remember us. It is no different from formalizing a long-standing union. The relationship between traditional institutions and modern governance and democracy is real. It is a marriage. The only thing that is missing, you have not been given marriage certificate. So, distinguished royal fathers, your call for constitutional recognition is not a demand for privilege. It is a demand for clarity and for the protection of a role that has survived the war, survived colonization, survived military rules and political instability. I assure you that if this matter comes before the National Assembly or requires support at any level of government, we will all stand with you without hesitation. I therefore urge you to be more diplomatic. You remain a barrack. Soldier go, soldier come. Barracks still remain. I would therefore urge you to close rank with Mr. President, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Close rank with him for the interest of our people. Seek for an audience with the leadership of National Assembly, with the Governors Forum in attendance, so that this matter can be resolved once and for all. Nigeria must move forward in prosperity. Let me conclude by thanking the National Council of Traditional Rulers of Nigeria for the invitation to address this distinguished assembly. Your presence here today, in your numbers and with your experience, is proof that the institution you represent is alive, strong, and ready to lead where it must. May God bless our transitional institutions and bless all of us for coming. Thank you. On behalf of Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, I want to humbly declare the conference open.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please let's give it once again to His Excellency Senator Hope Uzodinma, the Governor of Imo State, for that very deep, special remarks and for declaring the meeting open. Please let's put our hands together for Senator Hope Uzodinma once again. Thank you very much. His Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our royal fathers, it is now time to move the vote of thanks, and this will be done by the co-chairman, His Imperial Majesty Oba Dr. Adeyeye Enito Ogunwusi Ojajatu CFR, Oni of Ife. Kábíyèsí o.
Your Excellency, the father of our nation, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, ably represented here by all our political leaders, our governors, from the chairman of Nigerian Governors Forum, all the way to the host governor, a very dynamic, very
charismatic governor of Lagos, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Please, he deserves a very resounding round of applause. I think we can do better for him for bringing this to reality. Thank you so very much on behalf of all of us, all my brother monarchs. We can go on and on for what you have done for us today. For the mere fact that you have brought all your brother governors by mere honoring us with their noble and very executive seat, mere looking at them and sitting in our midst is way enough for us. Thank you so very much. And also our very own chairman of Progressive Governors Forum, that if you are not a governor, you will be a traditional ruler by now. Our drummer, who is very pro in terms of everything we do, we want to use this opportunity again to thank you, His Excellency Governor Hope Uzodinma. Thank you so very much for everything you do for us. On behalf of all traditional rulers, please, we can honor him more than this. He's been very supportive. Your Eminence, you have heard the speech delivered by him today, and I saw you nodding your head. You always say good things in terms of your diplomatic prowess, and we can see now that he said, whenever we are appointed as king, indeed we are kings, and our ruling is not tenured. But Your Excellency, please stop giving us query. You will quote law for us now that you are the one that appointed us. We traditional rulers, and I'm very sure my other brother kings can confirm that, also Sultan of Sokoto. We are not competing with you. We are there to complement you in everything we do. We will continue to support your executive powers, but please, please and please, don't relegate us according to the constitution that we are under the local government chairman. Please help us out in everything we do. We will continue for bringing this to reality. Thank you so very much on behalf of all of us, all my brother monarchs. We can go on and on for what you have done for us today. For the mere fact that you have brought all your brother governors by mere honoring us with their noble and very executive seat, mere looking at them and sitting in our midst is way enough for us. Thank you so very much. And also our very own chairman of Progressive Governors Forum. I actually wonder that if you are not a governor, you will be a traditional ruler by now. Our drummer, who is very pro in terms of everything we do, we want to use this opportunity again to thank you, His Excellency Governor Hope Uzodinma, thank you so very much for everything you do for us. On behalf of all traditional rulers, please, we can honor him more than this. He's been very supportive. Your Eminence, you have heard the speech delivered by him today, and I saw you nodding your head. You always say good things in terms of your diplomatic prowess, and we can see now that he said, whenever we are appointed as king, indeed we are kings, and our ruling is not tenured. But Your Excellency, please stop giving us query. You will quote law for us now that you are the one that appointed us. We traditional rulers. And I'm very sure my other brother kings can confirm that. Also Sultan of Sokoto. We are not competing with you. We are there to complement you in everything we do. We will continue to support your executive powers, but please, please and please, don't relegate us according to the constitution that we are under the local government chairman. Please, help us out in everything we do. We will continue to complement your efforts. We will continue to support your positive initiative, and also we will continue to put Nigeria first. As you have said, we are barrack, soldier go, soldier come, barrack remains. Please nurture the barracks very well. Don't let the barrack break down. If you don't repaint the barrack and you don't maintain the barrack will depreciate very fast. On behalf of all of us, we want to thank you again for what you have all done. Because of time, we know you are so busy. We want to thank you so very much for your presence. Particularly also our host, Kabiyesi Oloweko himself. We want to thank him. Thank you for that correction. On behalf of all of us again, the traditional host, Oloweko Kabiyesi Oba of Lagos, who is here with us, and we can see all the routine of kings from Lagos to representing, indeed, this is Lagos. Thank you for your time. Thank you for accommodating all of us from all the corners of this country. And as also pointed out by His Excellency Senator Hope Uzodinma, the keynote speech, because he's wearing two caps, we thank you for representing Mr. President and declaring this our NEC meeting opened. Also, we will not forget your keynote address. It's a very good paper for us to work with. We would really like you to actually do multiple copies for us to archive. May God Almighty bless you and bless all the works of your hand. Thank you so very much for coming. And Nigeria, that is bigger than all of us, will continue to flourish and nurture in leaps and bounds. May God bless our leaders. May God bless our political leaders. May God bless our governors. May God bless our president. And may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, His Imperial Majesty, Agua of Ife, the co-chairman, NCTRN. Your Excellencies, Your Royal Highnesses, this brings to hand the opening ceremony. But before we go, we'd like to invite all other governors to please step forward for a group photograph on the stage. Group photograph. Thank you very much. Please shall we all rise for the national anthem to close this program. The first stanza of the national anthem, after the count of three, shall be a symbol that truth and Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We thank all our dear governors. Your Excellencies, and of course, all royal fathers that are here. We say thank you to His Excellency, our dear Mr. Governor of Lagos State. We say thank you to His Excellency, the Governor of Imo State, His Excellency, the Governor of Sokoto State, His Excellency, the Governor of Kebbi State, His Excellency, the Governor of Kogi State, His Excellency, the Governor of Edo State, His Excellency, the Governor of Cross River, His Excellency, the Governor of Ekiti, His Excellency, the Governor of Katsina, His Excellency, the Governor of Yobe State, and of course, His Excellency, the Governor of Kwara State. Your Royal Highnesses, please, I have this information from the coordinating chairman, the Sunupi. Your Royal Highnesses are expected to come back here by 1:30 for the plenary session to start.
Welcome back from the live telecast. We'll now continue with our regular programs. Stay tuned.
The arrears of about 50 billion. We've mainstreamed the arrears with their salaries. We've paid, we did need the assessment.
And talking security, Senator representing Osun East Senatorial District, Francis Fadaunsi, has promised to work with the Inspector General of Police and other security agencies to ensure the perpetrator of killing of 4 persons in Akinlalu are brought to justice. Senator Fadaunsi donated food items and cash gifts to parents of the deceased